Hi teachers, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys how to create an Adobe Spark web page. So I thought making a video would be the easiest way to show you guys. Therefore, you guys can always refer back to it in case you get stuck or you have any questions. So let's go ahead and get started. So what I basically did was I just Googled Adobe Spark, and that's going to be the website that pops up. So you go ahead and click it. I'm already logged in right now, so I'm going to go ahead and log out and show you guys how I logged in. So I'm going to say sign out. And then when I sign in, you can just say sign in the corner. When I sign in, I always sign in with my Google account. So I just say continue with Google. I use my US account, but the .org account works as well. And your kids' .org's accounts should work as well. So once it loads in, we will be making a web page today. So it gives you a bunch of templates to start off with, but you want to go to View All. Once you're in View All, you want to go to Web Pages. And then it's going to give you a couple examples of ones to start off with. If you don't like any, you can go ahead and just say, you can just push the plus sign over here, the blue one, and you can just say Web Page. We're just going to start off fresh for today, nice and clean and clear. That way you don't have a template to follow. So when you first start, you want to add a title. So I'm just going to call it the Niemes Tech PD to start. And then you can add a subtitle, but you don't have to. This might be where your kids put their names. All right. So when you start, you can also add a background image to this, but we're going to do that a little bit later. So the first thing I want to show you is the different themes that Adobe Spark has. And this is going to change like your text and your colors and everything like that. You can also create your own theme, but I think that they have a lot of nice themes to start with. So we're going to go ahead and use one of theirs. So I'm going to use this red theme, Bruce, and see how it changes the color and my font as well. You can try a couple different ones if you want. There's plenty of options though, so feel free to play around and find one that you like. Once you found a theme that you like, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the different things that you can add to your Adobe Spark page. So the first thing that's going to pop up is this little plus sign. This is for the background of this top part. So again, you can always add a photo at any time, but we're going to go ahead and look at this bottom plus sign. This is the one that you're going to want to use. So I like to look out the layouts first. I think that kind of sets the tone for what you want to be on your page. So you can always add an image on this side, or you can reverse it and have an image on the other side. So different split layouts that you can play with. So let's go ahead and use this one, and let's add an image on this side. So with Adobe Spark, you can either find your own free photos, or you can use the stock photos. You can also upload your own photos. You can connect to Google Photos or Google Drive. So many different options when you want to add photos. So let's go ahead and just look for a free photo that they already have here. So we're going to go ahead and add this one in. Once you're here, you can go ahead and now your photo is in. You can add different things on this side now because you have a split layout. So you can add another photo if you want. You can add text. You can say, my dog's name is Sam. So once you have your text, you can go ahead and leave it like that. You can also add a button. When you add a button, that is going to hyperlink a website in. So say you guys are working on Flipgrid and you want your kids to be able to click to go to the Flipgrid to record a video. So you're going to just say, click me. That's going to be what the text is going to look like. And then you're going to add the website in here. So I have my Flipgrid here. I'm just going to go ahead and put that website in here, and then I want to align it in the center. So I save it, so when they click this, it'll take them directly to the Flipgrid website. That's going to be a button. You can also hyperlink your text, and you can bold your text, you can italicize it, you can make it bigger or smaller so that it matches with the theme. So a way that you would hyperlink your text would be, oh, our hyperlink feature went away. So you can kind of play with it, and then, oh, why won't it let me hyperlink it? Let's try a new text. Okay, so I want to put my text in. I want to say click here to view an example. And then I can put a video, I can hyperlink in a website, or if you want to hyperlink in a Google Doc, whatever you want to hyperlink in. So let's just say I want to hyperlink in a Google website. I just copy the link and then I hyperlink it in. So you can also hyperlink in a Google Doc, or whatever you want your kids to be able to look at, you can always hyperlink it in. You can also add a video. So if I want my kids to be working on a video, I just go to YouTube, I find a video that I like. You can either push the share button and it's going to copy it for you, or you can always copy it from the top as well. It's the same link, and then you just go back to your Spark website, and then you're going to Command V to paste the link, and you press save, and it automatically adds your video in there. So different things that you can do within that split layout. So we went over adding a photo, we've gone over adding text, adding a button, adding a video. The photo grid. So this is just if you want to have multiple photos together. So you can choose as many photos as you want, and it's going to create a little grid for you. So you can press save, and then it has this grid in there for you. You can also create a glide show, which is like a slideshow of images, and it brings them up a little bit closer. It zooms in on them. So let's pick three new photos that we're going to create a glide show out of. All right, so once you save it, so it kind of makes it a little bit bigger, and so that it's kind of like a slideshow instead of just photos in a line. And so that's kind of nice. You can also add little captions or buttons within this glide show. So that's cool too. Like every photo will have its own little caption or little video or little button. So I really like that. You can always edit your photos or delete it if you don't like it. So maybe you're like, oh, this is like too big. I don't want this on my page anymore. You can just push the undo button and it will take all the photos away and get you back to where you were at before. All right, the last little thing I want to show you guys. We went over the split layout. So that's kind of the plus button in general. Again, you can always add a background photo to this as well. So let's find another cute dog to add in. So now we have our background here, and it's always going to make it so the words stand out and the photos kind of just in the background, which is nice with Adobe Spark. So we've got our split layout with our text, our hyperlinks, our videos, and then a little collage here. Let's go ahead and look at the top toolbar. So the settings, if you want to show a header and a footer, you can. This is an upgraded feature, so this would mean you would have to like pay for a subscription, but a lot of the features on Adobe Spark are with the free version, so that's really nice. So you won't really need to use the settings button. There's a lot of good things on the free version of Adobe Spark. So the preview just kind of shows you what your page looks like before you publish it. So it allows you to scroll through and kind of see and check your links to make sure they work. So you can always just exit preview mode and then it takes you back to the edit mode. Present mode is this is how your website would look or your web page would look if you were giving the link to someone and they were viewing it. So again, you can just exit out and then it takes you back to the edit mode. If you push this little button with the people on it, or the little person, this is to share it. So if you want to work on it collaboratively with someone else, then you can just add their email here, and then they will get an invite to their email to edit it as well. This little share button, it says publish and share link. So this allows you, this is how I usually publish it and share it with my kids. So you can press publish, and then you are the author, so you want to make sure that button's on. You don't have to pick a category. The photo credits you want to leave on because that's the photos from Adobe Spark or the videos that you used. And then you can either choose to click this box or not click this box. It just basically means that if you click it, your project might be featured on the Spark website. So you're going to create the link. Once you create the link, you can either you can just copy the link, you can email it, you can put it into Google Classroom so your kids can see it. Or you can just copy the link and then put the link anywhere you want as well. So that's what I like about it, is the link can basically be put anywhere and your kids can always see it. This is a way that you would be able to see your kids' work as well too. You just tell them to publish and then share the link with you. And they can also share the link on Google Classroom with you. So when they're turning in an assignment, they just push the add or create, and then they can add a link in, and then that's how you'll be able to see the project as well. You can also, again, you can invite from here too, and you can invite people to work on your project with you, so if the kids are doing it together. So that's kind of the basics of the Adobe Spark webpage. I think it's really awesome that it has a lot of nice pictures already in there, and it's super user-friendly. The kids will easily be able to use this, and if anything, if they make any mistakes, it's really easy for them to just click the undo button and go back and fix whatever they need to. So I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you guys are able to get something out of this professional development. Let me know if you have any questions.